So, if you were one of the exactly 100 people who happened to catch my video a couple weeks ago about how One America News is a trash news network, even by middle school PowerPoint presentation standards, then I hope you liked it, 'cause it's gone.
Lost.
Lost what?
I've lost my marbles.
My video on OAN was the 4th ever news review video I did on this channel, and those mother duckers copyright claimed it, so now I have a copyright claim on my channel. Don't like it. And for the record, my video on OAN absolutely, nay, comfortably fell within the bounds of fair use doctrine. But I ain't gonna fight that shit. I don't have the time or the money to fight them in court, so I guess I just have to do what they want and accept it. I guess I just have to be okay with the fact that they are silencing people at the click of a button. Right? Wrong. Screw One America News, baby. It wasn't even that good of a video, and if they had left it alone, I probably wouldn't be making this video. But they did the dumb, and so here we are.
I'm smart, you're dumb.
Ranting aside, today's news review is gonna be a little different. Instead of the usual goofy media analysis, I think it's time we just talk about One America News. Who owns them? What do they stand for? And most importantly, can we say that OAN is really a news network? Now, normally, to address a question like this, I would use video clips from OAN to just show you how rampant their misinformation efforts are. In fact, that was basically what my now removed video was about in the first place. But since they've made it clear that they have no tolerance for criticism to the point of putting a false copyright claim on my channel, I'm not going to be doing that, because I don't want them to be able to remove this video. Instead, we have to rely on secondary sources this time. And that's what you get for attempting to silence people. Something that fascists never ever do. After all, Mussolini and Stalin were well known for being super nice to anyone who disagreed with them. But whatever. Shut up. Let's talk about OAN. Who owns this damn network, and what are some examples of them being naughty news Nelsons? And I'm gonna answer those questions in reverse. First, we'll talk about the primary reporters on the network, and then we can talk about who pulls them strings.
Misinformation.
We'll begin our sad journey with Christian Ruse. Christian Ruse. Christian Ruse. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna go with Ruse for right now. But anyway, this Christian Ruse guy thinks of himself as a reporter. Maybe. I say maybe because Ruse lies super easily, which means he could be a total dummy spewing falsehoods, or he could be totally cognizant of his ruse. Get it? Like ruse and ruse? Yeah. According to an actual trustworthy fact-checking news outlet, Mother Jones, Ruse went viral in 2020 for a big lie he started telling to his viewers. Naturally. Apparently, he said on air that there were many reports confirming that the Clintons, George Soros, and Dr. Fauci were all part of a globalist conspiracy together. Ruse even claimed that the number of these reports was just comically high, but he failed to actually name a single one of them. It's almost as if there were no reports to back up his insane claim. And if you do a little online digging, which I did, you will find that no such reports exist. But this wasn't a one-time thing. If lying to viewers isn't his job, then it's gotta be in his top 2 favorite activities. From Mother Jones again. In 2017, also on an entirely false OAN segment, Ruse made up a claim about how Clinton was secretly funding Antifa through her Political Action Committee. In another, he repeated the debunked claim that Soros collaborated with Nazis during World War II, when he would have been in his early teens. He also claimed on air that Soros was funding the Central American Migrant Caravan. Oh my god. Oh, these people. This is the good universe.
This is the darkest, most terrible timeline.
Enough with the timeline crap, Abed!
But when Ruse is busy hiding in the closet with his collection of shirtless Putin photos, there is still plenty of grift to go around at One America News. Jack Posobiec, who I'm just gonna call Jack Posobiec for ease. He is one of the most dishonest people anyone who has ever met him has ever met. Despite it having been disproven several times over, Jackie Boy has pushed the Pizzagate conspiracy theory on air a bunch, including a time when he went to the restaurant himself and live streamed his dining experience from his phone. After the fact, he claimed that this video was to satirically show that the conspiracy theory is a fiction, but that does not seem to be the case based on the live stream. I'd show it to you, but I think y'all know why I'm not gonna do that. And more significantly, it's unlikely that someone known for being deceitful would go around making sincere satirical content in a post-satire era. Like, come on. What's the point of even lying about your intent here, Posobiec? And beyond Pizzagate, he falsely told his viewers that Obama's Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, had called for blood in the streets. Which, it would be... the irony would be delicious if it just weren't so tragic. Because this is a false news report, but there is a real news report of, you know, Trump's personal attorney Giuliani on live television telling people that we need to have a trial by combat to decide the election that happened this year and is real and was broadcast live to everybody. But no, even when there is a real instance of something crazy happening, they just make up a lie anyway. It's horrible. Alrighty, and now we come to OAN's biggest Fox News reporter wannabe, Chanel Ryan. Or Rian. Or Rion. Ryan is OAN's White House news correspondent, which is only angering insofar as in OAN gets to have a White House news correspondent. Yeah. You might remember her sudden appearance in the White House conference room when Trump was president and started randomly calling on her to ask stupid-ass questions, like...
Major left-wing news media, even in this room, have teamed up with Chinese Communist Party narratives, and they're claiming you are racist for making these claims about Chinese virus. Is it alarming that major media players just to oppose you are consistently siding with foreign state propaganda, Islamic radicals, and Latin gangs and cartels? And they work right here at the White House with direct access to you and your team.
I've lost my marbles.
Wow. Very question. Much ask. Chanel asking blatantly leading questions in the White House conference room has, on occasion, brought me to an inner simmer of all-consuming fury. But beyond her White House grift, she is just as dishonest as her fashy colleagues. According to Mother Jones again, Chanel has also supported the Pizzagate lie and has even made the claim that Seth Rich, just a person who worked for the Clinton campaign, was murdered by the Clintons. Which, like, have some respect for, you know, a victim's loved ones. Come on. Seriously? And she's kind of new overall. She joined the network in 2016 after she worked on the Trump campaign, which I'm sure, big shocker to you. And those are the regulars at One America News, but who do these cretins work for? The company that owns OAN is called Herring Networks, so named by its founder, Robert Herring. Online, Robert has proved himself to be, well, a complete imbecile. For an example, look no further than his online efforts to hawk that malaria drug that everyone who didn't believe in the pandemic decided to take to protect themselves from the pandemic. Smart person is smart. But Robbie Burt hasn't given himself any airtime on his news show, so I guess we can't say that he's a bad news lad on TV. But I still think it's fair to say he's a naughty little newsboy. Because the reporters hired by his network have done just an impressive level of misinforming. And since he presides over it all, I think it's reasonable to assume that he's the worst of the bunch. In conclusion, Robert Herring is the owner of the One America News Network, and no, what he owns is not a news network, despite the name. In my mind, you can't be a news network without reporting information that is actionable to the people watching. And the way I'm determining this is by asking one question. Is the information useful for the viewer in enhancing their understanding of the world? When it comes to OAN, the answer is absolutely not. In order for new information to be useful, it has to be predicated on truth and reality. If I hand you a bar of soap after you ask for a drill while you're hanging something heavy on the wall, it isn't going to enhance anything. Because you need a drill, and a soap is not a drill. Just because I want the bar of soap to be a drill does not make it a drill. Reality is not what people say it is. It is without anything being said about it. Likewise, information is not useful and will not enhance shit if it isn't based on verifiable truths. So don't be fooled by their name, and be careful about criticizing them. They ain't the news, they ain't your friend, and you're better than that.